I am USA Man, and we're going to talk about South Korea because this little series I'm doing, I'm sharing with you my experiences and my observations as I've traveled to 6 other countries on this planet outside of the United States. Because one of the most reoccurring comments on this channel, from all the thousands of videos I've done, is you should travel more. Funny thing is, I've traveled farther than most people who leave that comment, considering how far away places like South Korea are. So I was in South Korea in the summer of 2004. What's funny, I just got back from teaching a whole summer, my second summer in Thailand. I had about a week off and then flew all the way back around the world to South Korea. Was there for about 2 weeks, flew all the way back, and then started my final semester of college. So I was there at Myungji University. I was one of the teachers at an English camp. So I guess the students, if they paid extra money, they could spend 2 weeks there to stay at the dorm and be exposed to ultimately just conversational English. Not so much what do you learn in class, but what's it like to be talking all day to someone whose native language is English. And especially from the United States, having that accent, that culture, those nuances. Something I definitely realized and observed about South Korea. I felt the United States presence there. And it's undeniable. I mean, you look there and there's American soldiers all around. We're stationed all over that post, Korean War. And speaking of, I also noticed even the Christian influence there. Compare that to Thailand, where the majority of people are Buddhist. In Korea, a lot of the people either were Christian, they identified as Christian, or they just had an overall Christian American Protestant mindset. Is really something I took away. So whereas Thailand, super exotic, and as far as from a cultural level, Korea, not so much. Now granted, I will tell you, the food was further away than exotic than Thailand was. Korea, the food was nothing like Thailand. Korea, I remember there was a lot of pork, there was a lot of kimchi, and you couldn't go to a meat market without seeing the dogs there. I mean, that's not a thing that you just hear about on movie or TV. Like, that was real. They do eat dog. I never did while I was there, to my knowledge, because it was actually more expensive. It would be like getting a nice steak or something. So to my knowledge, I never had that, which is interesting because a couple years later I would, and still am, would become kosher. So obviously eating dog meat is off of the list there. But yeah, I haven't eaten pork or shellfish in like, is it 12 years, 11 years, something like that. So ultimately, I feel, in my experience there, South Korea felt like the United States had influenced this Asian country. And see, I'm very aware that a lot of countries don't really like the United States. They think we're loud, obnoxious, get our hands in everything. And, Korea would be a thing like that. After the Korean War, then we've kept our base there, not only to protect them and help them, but also to kind of establish a presence on that side of the world. Obviously, there's North Korea right above them. And I did go to the border. I didn't cross over because, oh yeah, my passport got stolen. I had it locked. I had it in my book bag, locked in the dorm, and I went on a trip, and I came back. My whole entire book bag was gone. And the bunkmate that I had, who was also from the same college as I went to in Virginia, his was stolen as well. He had a camera in there. It was really strange that was stolen. So for that reason, I didn't get to cross over into the border, go right up to it. But I got to see it. I took pictures of it, the barbed wires, and I mean, you felt the difference. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, South Korea, happy, busy place, right? But then as you get closer to North Korea, it's like, okay, I can just feel it. It's just so desolate, and you feel nothing. And as the closer you get, like, I don't really know that I would want to be here. And I remember even seeing like a guard shack, and I remember one of the Korean students I had said, there are men watching us right now as we're driving closer to the border. If we were to cross that barbed wire fence, we would be shot. And I easily believed him. It was very obvious that was how it was. But yeah, ultimately, my takeaway of Korea, it was fun, but it ultimately felt like a very United States of America influenced Asian country. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and please, let's keep this conversation going. I'm just a talk show host. I get paid from the ads that show up for the videos. So ultimately, I talk about what you want me to talk about. That's how this whole thing works. I'm a paid talk show host. Give me something to talk about that I actually care about. I love talking about the countries I've traveled to. Your comments are right here.